So once again, our moderator, Mr. Navneet Chabra of Global Garbanzo, he welcomes all his panelists on stage. Panelists include Rajul Sarda of Rajat Agro Commodities Private Limited, from Sajjan Foods, Abhijit Salecha, AGT Foods Canada, represented by Jason Paskaruk, and from AGS Trading, we have Digvijay Singh Chauhan. Over to Mr. Rajul, Mr. Navneet Chabra.
Good evening and welcome to the most popular and happening panel of the pulses industry, that is Kabuli chickpeas and all other varieties of white chickpeas we are here discussing. So, as we know, the Kabuli chickpeas, this is the most unpredictable commodity of pulses industry. So, in next 30 minutes, we will try to predict the most unpredictable commodity of pulses industry. So we have our all panelists here. We will discuss. And why I'm saying the unpredictable commodity? Because if somebody asks me, Navneet, how is the situation in Russia? I say the crop is good, then why the market is not going down? In India, I mean, this is the question here every panelist have. Navneet, how is the crop in India? But why the market is not going down? So this is the beauty of our Kabuli chickpeas. So we have all our experts here. We will start with Russia. But before we start, I just want to, all you people, please join us and connect and ask the questions, because good questions lead to the good answers. So we are inviting you to ask the good questions. Okay? So, Digvijay ji, I just want that you can first share the Russian slides, what you made. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Digvijay Singh, and I am representing a company called AGS Trading. We are originators and exporters of grain pulses and oilseeds from Black Sea region, particularly from Russia and Kazakhstan. Today I stand before you to present on the Russian chickpeas market overview. So I've been told we are short on time, so I'll try to be as quick as possible. Pardon me if I'm a little bit too quick. Russia is one of the most important origins for the Kabuli trade. In a year of good supply, it controls almost 25% of the global Kabuli supply. As far as sowing is concerned, the sowing is done during the months of March and April, and the harvest is done during August. Production, 3/4 of the production comes only from 3 states of Russia, namely Samara, Saratov, and Volgograd. This is the chickpea growing belt of Russia. In terms of quality, more than 80% of the chickpeas that are there, that are grown there, are the non-Kabuli type, so to say. They are the round type of chickpeas, and the caliber is 6-7 mm in general. As far as the quality of this year is concerned, the quality is a bit bad because there were rains during the harvest period, and because also a lot of seeds are being sown without proper rotation. So the quality this year is not so good. In terms of competing origins, these are the same origins which deal in small and mid caliber of chickpeas. So that is Argentina, Ukraine, Turkey, Sudan, Burma, Australia, Canada. The cost of production in general is around $230 on ex-warehouse level for the chickpeas in Russia. But in recent year, after the war, it has gone up by around $50. In terms of logistics, most of the international shipping lines have exited the geography after the Russia and Ukraine war, but MSC is still working there, and that is the main line which is providing service along with the help of some Russian and Turkish lines like Silmar, Fesco, Econ, and others. Freight rates have improved, and that has helped in the trade. In terms of currency, the ruble is relatively stable now after the tumultuous volatility right after the war. Now it is much more stable. If you talk about the effect of sanctions on the sowing campaign of the previous year and the next year, so I would say not much, because 90% of the seeds that are sown and grown in Russia are indigenously procured. So sanctions have not really affected the sowing. Also, some imported seeds are coming in via Turkey, so that's not an issue. Additionally, I expect the sowing of the next year to be very good because of the prices that are prevalent right now, almost $900. So farmers will look to grow chickpeas. And because of that, I expect a very strong supply from the month of August, weather permitting, of course, because the sowing will start only in March, so it's a bit too soon to say. The effect of sanctions on trade, for the first few months after the war broke out last year, there was a lot of chaos. Trade was restricted. It was difficult to land money into Russia. But now, in general, people have found out ways around it. Money can be landed there. Trade has become more marginable, but at the same time, much more riskier because of the economic situation at the destinations. Banking issues have become worse. On a lot of occasions, there are certain banks which are allowing CAD presentations, but after, let's say, a month, they will say no to it. So that is a bit of a concern for all exporters and traders. World Food Program does not accept Russian chickpeas as of now, and there is rarely any forward trade. Most of the trade is back to back. Next, this is a brief of the offers of the Russian chickpeas. As you can see, the FOB levels are around 700, and on CFR, it's between 800 to 850. The top destinations for Russia, 2/3 of the Russian chickpeas finds home in two countries, Pakistan and Turkey. So these are the driving markets for the Russian chickpeas price. Besides that, little bit is procured by Middle East and little bit from India. India, mostly when the prices are much lower, around 400, 450, 500 levels, but currently it is not feasible. On the left side, you can see the Russia chickpeas price history. The one in green is the ruble price, is the dollar price, sorry, and the one in black is the ruble price per ton. As you can see, there is a very strong correlation, and they go hand in hand for the most part, except for the brief period between right after the war, when the Russian ruble, it climbed up to as high as 120, 125. So accordingly, the ruble levels went up, but there was panic on CFR, so the USD prices went down. Currently, there is a significant difference between the two, and there is origination margin for the people and the traders who are engaged in the Black Sea Kabuli trade. Coming to Russian chickpeas S&D, because we are short on time, I'll speak only about the present year, 22-23, and the estimate for the next year. So present year, we started with opening stocks of around 80,000 tons, and the sowing was much lower compared to the previous year because of the panic related to the war. As chickpeas is only exported and there is hardly any domestic consumption, so farmers shifted to more safer crops like wheat or sunflower seed. So the sowing was less, the yield was normal, around 1.04. 1 ton per hectare is the average yield in Russia. We ended up with a supply of around 384,000 tons this year, and the domestic consumption mainly for seed is around 80,000 tons. So we are left with 300,000 tons of exportable chickpeas in Russia, out of which 125,000 tons have already been exported. So currently, the inventory in Russia is around 175,000 tons. I expect around 60,000 tons of that to be exported in the balance 6 months, and we will have a carry of around 110,000 tons in the new season. The sowing will be normal in the new season because the fear and the panic of the war is now over. Farmers will plant it, the prices are good, and we may end up with a total supply of more than 500,000 tons of Russian chickpeas itself, starting from August. If that happens, that would be very negative for the pricing, and I expect the prices to significantly come down for the small caliber of chickpeas during that period. Finally, coming to the bearish and the bullish factors.
Digvijay, excuse me, we have limited time, so I want that you wrap up fast.
I'll wrap up within 2 minutes. Yeah. So, in short, the bearish factors are that the main 3 importing countries of Pakistan, Turkey, and India, they are kind of out. India is not going to be a buyer. Pakistan has severe problems with banking and dollar situation. And Turkey, they had an unfortunate earthquake, so there has been some demand destruction. So that is a bearish factor, and there is going to be new crop supply from Sudan and Burma. So that is going to keep the market replenished. I expect around 125,000 ton out of these two origins, combined with 175,000 from Russia. So that means there is almost 3 lakh tons of supply present from March onwards. So I expect the prices will not shoot up too much. At the same time, the inventories in most of the origins are tight. That includes Argentina, Australia, Canada, Ukraine, USA, Mexico. You can go through the numbers. The supply is very tight. That is on the bullish side. And on the bullish side as well, that Pakistan does not have any inventory of Kabuli chickpeas as of now. Last year, they imported 20% less than the previous year, and there are no forward bookings done because of the crisis in Pakistan. So Pakistan will support the prices. All in all, my verdict is that that chickpeas will range trade around the $900 mark. And from August onwards, since we are expecting a big crop, the prices will go down during the new crop. So if you have any other questions, you can ask me after the presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, IPGA, for the opportunity as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jigvijay. As the Russia contributes 20 to 25% of global supply, I mean in the international trade, accordingly, I think you take 10 minutes out of that. Anyways, so in the last, I just want to ask you 2 questions very quickly. What is the seeding intentions in 2023? Do you think because of these high prices, when you say the $300 is the cost to the farmers, and now they are getting $700 or approximately 40 rubles there in Russia, do you think that they increase, or how much increase in a very short?
I think that, as I said, that the seeding intentions will be good for the farmer, because last year there was a lot of panic because of the war. People were thinking whether we will be even be able to export.
In percentage, can you say in percentage how much percent they will increase?
I have given a number of around 375,000 for the next season. So that's an increase of around 20%, you can say.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jay, I would like to comment on the North American side, please.
All right.
You have the slide?
Yeah, I had the slide.
Okay, 1 minute. Here.
All right. Can I read that? It's pretty good. Okay, I'll go up. All right, first off, thanks to the IPGA for hosting this event and inviting me to speak on the Kabuli chickpea panel here. As far as the North American situation goes, I mean, our supply is adequate for the demands that we're seeing. There is a few geopolitical issues like the Russian situation that's causing an increase in demand for the products out of North America. And just quickly on the slide, you can see that the US consumption is going pretty dramatically up every year. In fact, USA will probably be Canada's biggest export partner this year for Kabuli chickpeas, just due to the fact that Pakistan is such a disaster. We're seeing more demand for Kabuli chickpeas for feed, for animal products. Hummus production is up, and we're seeing a lot of replacement out of Europe, as well as there's a lot of companies that are leaning away from the Russian production just for political reasons. So Canadian product is seeing a very good demand. The American product, I think, especially the premium products like the Sierras, are seeing very good demand. The problem is going to be a factor of price, where especially the American farmers are asking a lot of money for the premium products. The shipping lines are catching up, the rates are improving, so we're seeing a little bit of support there, but we are having major problems, especially in the US, getting product to port. So that's going to continue to be a problem. Food aid is another major factor that's going to affect our Kabuli picture, just because there's so much logistics being taken up, and a few extra countries on the board that we haven't seen in the past or for a few years. So they will more than account for sort of the lost demand from the Pakistan side, and it'll leave us with a tight supply and demand picture.
Mr. Jay, what I'm seeing with your slide, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the US and Canada have the lowest end stocks in the past many years in this year.
Yeah, that's correct. We had a few years of overproduction, and that has corrected itself now. I think we saw low prices, and now the prices are catching up.
Okay, so it makes the global supply less, as the Digvijay said. And what is your seeding intentions for the US, Canada for the 2023 crop? Because from now on, this factor drive the market.
Yeah. So I mean, our 2023 acres, although they're not set yet, are a factor of price. Right now, the Kabuli chickpeas actually are a very good price, but it may not be enough to compete with the other commodities. Canola is very well priced, and it has a benefit where the farmers can deliver to locations very close to their farms and turn around their trucks very fast. So Kabuli chickpeas need to probably firm up a little bit to see an increase in acres, but right now I'd say acres in both Canada and the US will be flat.
Thank you, Mr. Jay.
No problem.
Mr. Rajul, every eyes on you. All want to know what's happening in India and what will be happen in India. So please guide us.
Yeah, good evening everyone. Myself Rajul Sarda from Rajat Agro Indore, and I'm here to try and present you the Indian perspective on the Kabuli chickpeas. And I would like to thank you IPGA for this opportunity. So as Navneet has already told, that we are trying to predict the unpredictable, so I'm going to keep this very short and sweet. Basically, with respect to sowing for the 2023 crop, so sowing has, overall there is a very good expectation with the 23 crop because of the higher realizations by the farmers this year, and a lot of area from Desi has been taken over by Kabulis. And also, I would like to give you a disclaimer that there is no official estimate from the government, and whatever the sowing intentions of Kabuli are, they are included with the daisies. So that's a fact. And we have approximately 50% higher sowing as compared to last year for both the varieties we have, like the Mexican type and the Spaniola type. And we have increased sowing in the traditional growing areas, which are MP, Maharashtra and Andhra. And it's interesting to see a couple of new areas in Gujarat and Rajasthan, which have also sown some areas this year. As far as weather is concerned, it remains very favorable and ideal for sowing. And harvest has started in the first week of February in isolated areas, and it is slowly picking up. I think we may see the peak of the harvest after Holi. And quality and size so far has been quite good. But one concern which is prevalent is since the sowing was delayed by a month, then the harvest is also delayed by a month. So we are basically having a very short supply right now. And besides, all the cargo comes in mandis or APMCs in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, and there are a lot of holidays in March and April. So that's going to reduce the number of days of cargo availability. As far as the production is concerned, so last year in Madhya Pradesh, we had somewhere around 225,000 tons, which this year, if all goes well, we might be looking at 350,000 tons. In Maharashtra, we'll have 75,000 instead of 50,000. In other areas, I've put together a liberty to write 25,000 tons because not a lot of data is available. So overall, if you add these numbers, we are looking at 450,000 tons as compared to 285,000 tons last year. But this figure might look higher, but we have to factor in the carry-in which was brought from last year. So last year in 2022, we had 75,000 tons of carry-in, which this year is practically zero. And as far as the imports are concerned, I don't think there will be a lot of imports again this year. So if we see the total availability this year vis-a-vis last year, so we don't see a lot of difference in that availability, hardly a increase of 90,000 odd tons. So if we take out the domestic consumption out of that at 250,000 tons, then we are having 160,000 tons for export surplus. Then there is a lot of increase in the area and the production in the Spaniola or the Cocteau variety as we see, but most of it is consumed in India and only some of it is exported. When now talking about the impact on the prices and the bearish factors governing those, so first and foremost is the higher availability, which is 35 to 40% higher. Then exportable surplus, we are looking at 150,000 tons. We have very high current prices, so I don't think there is any room for increasing the prices from here. Also, the latest development in Algeria, wherein they have put a ban on all the imports of pulses and rice. Algeria happens to be one of the biggest buyers for Indian chickpeas, and with that out of the market, it's seriously going to put some pressure on the prices. But also, there is no support from the Desi Chana prices, so that factor is also ruled out. I don't think the stockist would be interested in stocking at the current levels unless it goes to a substantial lower price. So stockists are also ruled out. And of course, in an export market, there are always quality concern vis-a-vis the Mexican chickpeas. So we have to see what export market we can tap into, whether we can get access to Europe and other countries. Now, going on the bullish factors, first, it's the delayed sowing has led to delayed harvest and led to wiping off of the old crop stocks. So practically there is nothing, all the inventory, whether it is in India or outside, we are running on very low inventories. Also, there is a very high demand for the prompt delivery cargoes, both in India and outside, coupled with the fact that the Ramadan is early this year. So this is also going to put the pressure on the availability. Mexico, we have a much lower production and higher prices. Turkey also, we have an import waiver duty till June right now, so they'll also like to squeeze in as much product as possible till June. And ocean freight and logistics, now the freights have gone back to the pre-COVID levels almost, and there's no COVID concern anymore. So that is the conclusion I have, that we're going to be in a high demand, high supply situation, and it can be a good year for all stakeholders, and seriously we can use a good year, and it will be a chance for India to make a re-entry on the global scene again. So that's me wrapping up. All the very best for the new season. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajulji. So, in short, you want to say the production in India is high by more than 30-40% this year, right? Availability, okay. So when we cover India, we must need to cover Mexico because, so I will take just 1 minute to explain. The Mexico this year, the seeding is less because of the high corn prices there. The farmer's price today in Mexico is around 25,000 pesos they are buying, which is around $1,300 in the farm. This is just starting. And we see that the seeding is less in Mexico, as I said, because of the high prices. So Mexico will be around 40% less supply side this year in 2023 compared to 2022. So this is the situation of Mexico. Abhijit ji, now I would like to invite you and tell us about this as a destination market. You are based in Dubai, and how you see the market over there.
Good evening, friends. I'm Abhijit Salecha from Sajjan Foods, Dubai. Thank you, IPGA, for having me on the panel to speak on the Dubai market. UAE is an important consumption market, but it's also very volatile because the consumption pattern or the import pattern depends on a lot of factors like pricing and re-export opportunities. But as a thumb rule, we can say around 40 to 50% of the imports are from India, typically large caliber. And then you have from Argentina, from Canada, from Mexico, from USA. For big caliber, USA is emerging as a new destination origin, and they are competitive in comparison to Mexico, and they have great quality. So you can see this pie chart where I've given a range of tonnages. As I said, it's a volatile market. We cannot have fixed idea, but yeah, typically this is what it is. So here we see the end use of the product. The big size 12-14 mm goes for the retail packing industry. The 10-11 mm is becoming very popular because it's not as expensive as the 12 and 14 when Mexico is asking for such premiums for big size, and when India also needs a premium for making good quality. People are shifting to 10-11 mm from USA or Canada or Argentina. 8-9 is a price sensitive market. And 7 mm, as Digvijay presented, the Russian chickpea is very popular for the hummus industry. And same for Dubai, all the industrial users want Russian. Then there are canning factories who can in Dubai. Typically, Dubai would prefer India always for the big size. But if Mexico sells at a smaller premium of say less than 200, 100, 150, they will go for Mexico. But we have seen over the years, Mexico has increased its premium. USA has entered the market, so even that is a premium quality. The third factor is re-export is a big factor from Dubai. Like if Iran is in the market or any other neighboring countries in the market, anybody has a spot shortage. Just like every other commodity, for chickpeas also, our demand is driven by who wants product fast, who wants product competitive. So if Dubai has a good position, our volumes go up. So that's about it. Navneet.
Thank you. So, because you are sitting in Dubai, how you see the market in Pakistan? Because if Russia contributes around 20 to 25% of the global trade, Pakistan is also contribute to 20 to 25% on the global import of the Kabuli. So, how you see our market over there?
Pakistan is having a tough time, as all of us know, and they will definitely remain short. And I think they will have to rush to Dubai to cover their supplies of any origin, because most of international trading companies, even the medium-sized ones, have stopped trading with Pakistan now. So I think Dubai will be a major source for re-export of chickpeas of all origins. We can bypass Russian sanctions, we can give short transit, we can take the risk, we can accept payments in Dubai, we can give DA. So Dubai is flexible, yeah.
Okay, and how Dubai is accepting these high prices? Is it Dubai consumption is based on the high prices, or Dubai change the alternate very fast? How you see it?
I don't think Dubai demand is quite inelastic because of the rising tourism sector. We want quality products, and but yes, the only shift which we see is if the big size becomes too expensive, they shift to a 50 to 54 count of Argentina or a US, and they can stop paying the premium for the 14 mm. That is seen. Even Saudi market, which is our re-export market, they have shifted to a lot of 10, 12 mm size. So if India or Mexico wants to extract a big premium for 40, 42, 42, 44, we will rush to US and Argentina probably.
Thank you, Abhijit ji. Rajul ji, when we are talking about the Indian chickpeas, the main destinations in Turkey and Algeria, you already covered the Algerian point in your slide, but I want that you just cover in a short sense how you see this Algeria stop now recent imports. Please, in a few minutes. Yes.
Hello. So you want me to cover on Algerian?
Algeria and Turkey. There are many questions, Turkey, about the earthquake. So do you think that the demands will affect on this point?
I think earthquake might affect some demand, but in the long run, I don't think it's going to make a big effect on the demand, because at the end, people have got to eat. So as far as Turkey is concerned, that's the case. And Algeria, you know, one thing which is more complicated than Kabuli chickpeas is Algeria. And I think there's no logic to what they have recently done. because they don't have any product with them, and Ramadan is also just around the corner. So I think it's a very hugely unpopular move done by the government. Entire trade and the people are strictly against that. And besides, all these years, the government had been promoting to make the transformation and the packaging. And almost every company, importer company, has equipment installed for the repackaging and smaller packs, retail branding. They spent a fortune doing that, and suddenly the government says that you cannot buy anything. So I don't think it's a matter of time. I think there will be some follow-up steps taken by the government. Let's hope for that.
Thank you. Mr. Jay, how you see the market of the Canadian Kabuli for the destinations market like Dubai and Pakistan especially? I would like to have your comment on the Pakistan, how you see the dollar shortage affecting the demands.
Yeah, I mean, I would think the demand is going to be there, but finding a willing supplier to ship there won't be there. I think, like Abhijit said, like a lot of cargo will end up coming to Dubai. It's usually a very small market for the Canadian chickpeas, like 3,000 to 5,000 tons. And you could just see them being a destination for re-export into those markets. And I think in a year where Kabulis are, it looks like a tighter supply, that the Dubai market will take advantage of that and probably do well.
So Dubai and Turkey is the main transit market nowadays for Kabuli. So, sir, please give us 5 minutes to wrap up. Abhijit ji, when you are seeing the Rajul's number, and you are very near to India market, I mean, people are saying that Dubai and Pakistani people know the arrivals in the Indore Mandi before the Indoris know. So, how you think that, how you seeing the crop size in India?
See, of course, the information flow is very, very transparent. But see, Dubai being a spot market, we don't need to worry about transit and all that. So, but...
No, I mean the crop size in India. What are you thinking? Are you agree with number of Rajul?
I think, yes, the crop sizes all estimates are optimistic. The only question is how optimistic you are. But I think the bigger point here is the whole world is bottom fishing. And that is not when they have no stock at destination. That's a bigger fact. You want to buy $300 less from your spot price today, which I think is unrealistic expectation of buyers. So I feel March, April, you will have to pay the price and wait for May for bottom fishing.
You know, this is the beauty of our business. If there is big difference in the crop size, we will put it on the weather and on the yields. So don't worry, I mean, you can free to say any number. Digvijay, just last question. How you see the Pakistan market? Is it because all the Russian, you already covered Turkey is a bigger market, Pakistan. So Pakistan is used to buy 20,000 tons per month from Russia. But I see what numbers I see till February or January, it is this year only 70,000 tons. So how you see this and how you see the market? Because still you said 150,000 tons more or less available in Russia.
So regarding the Pakistan situation, if I can be blunt, it is not optimistic, to be frank. As I said before, Pakistan does not have Kabuli inventory, and as you were adding right now, so they will be looking to buy. The intention is there. The supply in Sudan, in Russia, and soon in Burma is there. But despite the buying and the selling intention, the buyers don't have the proper cash flow. The country does not have foreign reserve. So the monthly import bill of Pakistan, for example, is approximately $5 billion US. And the State Bank of Pakistan today has only $2.9 billion left with them. Enough to cover only like 2 or 3 weeks of imports. So the country is staring at default, to be very blunt. I hope they are able to secure the IMF bailout. And after that, they are of the opinion that friendly countries will come to their aid as well. If that happens, then we are looking at a very good situation for the Kabuli chickpeas. There will be good demand, prices will go up. But if that doesn't happen, then I think it is all doom and gloom. The banks are not supporting as well. So
Thank you. So here we wrap up. The time is over. The last comment in the last just nutshell that we need to see that you can see that the global supply is less, and we need to see the next 3-4 months, 6 months, how the US, Canada, Russia, Argentina, this all, Turkey, we would like to cover Turkey, but the time is limited. So we need to see this 5 or 6 origin, how much they increase in the seeding intention with these high prices. Then we decide in the next 5-6 months how the market moves. So as of now, only the India is supplier in the big calibers, and the Russia is supplier in the 6-7 for the humus. So this is, here we wrap up, and we hope that we predict the unpredictable commodity well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chabra. This was a wonderful and very quickly done panel, although it's the last one of the day, still very interesting. I would like to request you to please, on behalf of the organizers, present mementos to your panel. Starting on your immediate right-hand side, to Mr. Abhijit Saklecha from Sajjan Foods. Moving on, from AGS Trading, we have Digvijay Singh Chauhan. The next one is for Jason Paskaruk of AGT Foods Canada. And we now move on to Rajat Sarda from Rajat Agro Commodities Private Limited. From IGPA Organizing Committee and of course member of the board, please welcome Mr. Jitu Beda to please present a memento to our moderator from Global Garbanzo, Navneet Chabra.